How long will it be until machines completely replace humans? With the explosive rise of technology and the global wave of mechanization, in agriculture alone, machines now handle more than 80% of all work, from seeding, irrigation, and crop care to harvesting. This rapid advancement has led to record-breaking productivity, drastically reduced labor costs, and most importantly, freed millions of farmers from the back-breaking work of traditional field labor. In today's video, let's witness the most intelligent machines and boldest inventions of the mechanized era. Technologies that are redefining what farming means, and try to answer the question, how long will it be before our fields no longer need the presence of humans at all? Modern parsley root harvesters have completely transformed the way farmers collect this delicate root crop, turning a once meticulous job that required dozens of manual workers into a fast, clean, and highly precise mechanized process. Commonly used in Germany, Poland, and the Netherlands, these machines can handle up to 3 to 4 tons per hour, pulling roots straight from the soil, cleaning off dirt, and gathering them neatly into storage bins right on the field. At the front, a V-shaped share opens the bed and lifts the soil at the exact depth, preventing breakage of the fragile roots hidden underground. Immediately behind it, a soft twin-clamp system grips the stems and pulls the roots upward in a straight motion, minimizing scratches and bruising. A series of rubber conveyors and vibrating soil separators gently carry the roots to the collection deck, removing up to 80% of soil without damaging their skin. On high-end models such as those from ASA Lift or Simon, rotary brushes combined with air jets further eliminate debris during operation. Thanks to advanced technology, a single machine can replace more than 20 manual workers, cutting harvest time by up to 90% while keeping the roots uniform, intact, and ready for washing and packing. In North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany, home to Europe's largest parsley root farms, these harvesters have become symbols of productivity and precision in modern agriculture. This agile little steel monkey is an automatic tree-climbing pruner, a compact machine that is reshaping the future of fully mechanized forests. Once clamped onto the trunk, it ascends dozens of meters vertically, using a hydraulic gripping system and high-friction drive wheels, trimming branches on all sides as it climbs with a seamless 360-degree cutting rotation. Along its body, ultra-high-speed steel blades sweep through the limbs in seconds, leaving the trunk straight, smooth, and free from bark damage, a level of precision that manual labor can rarely achieve. When it reaches the top, the machine automatically reverses direction and slides back down, completing a full pruning cycle in just 3 to 5 minutes per tree, making it up to 15 times faster than human workers. With its high accuracy and ability to operate on steep terrain, dense forests, and mountainous regions, this robot has become the steel arm of Northern Europe's forestry industry, reducing risk, boosting productivity, and standardizing log quality for premium timber markets. Vertical farming is a bold leap that frees humanity from the limits of land and weather. Inside these towering plant factories, sealed from wind and climate, LED lighting is tuned to match the ideal rhythm of photosynthesis, while nutrients are delivered through precision hydroponic systems, accurate down to the very last drop. Each square meter can produce up to 300 times more yield than traditional farming, using 95% less water and requiring no pesticides at all. In the United States, Japan, and Singapore, vertical farming pioneers such as Plenty, Aero Farms, and Mirai have become symbols of next-generation agriculture, where robots handle planting, AI oversees growth, and humans act merely as central operators. No seasons, no soil, no pests, only pristine man-made gardens running 24/7, opening a new chapter for a planet that is running out of both land and water. Each thundering pass feels as if it shakes the earth itself. The blade plow, a deep tillage giant built for rock-hard, root-bound, sun-baked soil, was born to conquer the toughest ground on the planet. Hidden beneath clouds of dust is its massive V-shaped plow blade, capable of slicing down to 70 centimeters, ripping through compacted layers and freeing soil that has been locked and suffocated for years. Pulled by hundreds of tons Caterpillar D12 tractors, the entire system moves like a single mechanical organism. Hydraulic cylinders drive the blade deep into the ground, and colossal steel press wheels follow behind to smooth and level the surface, leaving a soft, uniform strip of soil ready for farming or ecological restoration. What sets the blade plow apart is not just its brute force, but its ability to liberate the soil without destroying it, preserving moisture, maintaining natural structure, and minimizing erosion. Instead of tearing the land apart, it awakens it, opening pathways for air, roots, and life to return. On once dead ground, this machine lays the foundation for new growth, a fresh beginning for landscapes long forgotten. However, bigger isn't always better. On vegetable farms, terrace fields, and small rugged plots, mini tillers, compact, hand-guided machines, become the lightweight fighters that punch far above their class. Powered by fuel-efficient gasoline engines, these machines drive their force into high-speed rotary blades, completing an entire soil prep cycle in a single pass, tilling, cutting, loosening, mixing fertilizer, and forming beds all at once. Small doesn't mean weak. A mini tiller can break 10 to 15 centimeters deep, turning hardened ground into a soft, fluffy seedbed ideal for planting. In November, when the lemon groves of Murcia in southeastern Spain glow gold beneath the Mediterranean sun, the harvest season reaches its peak. In an age of full mechanization, Spain has chosen the human hand over machines, with more than 70% of its lemons still picked manually, preserving the sun-soaked aroma, coastal winds, and essential oils within every golden fruit. With a pair of specialized clippers, workers snip each lemon gently at the stem, careful not to damage the glossy, oil-rich skin, the key to premium export quality. When the side bags fill up, the lemons are poured into large crates lined along the rows, each basket of gold stacking higher like waves of light, before being loaded onto trucks and sent straight to sorting facilities. Despite its devotion to tradition, Spain maintains a steady yield of over 1.2 million tons a year, securing its place as the lemon capital of Europe. Continuing our journey to the United States, deep inside Hawaii's vast macadamia orchards, spanning hundreds of hectares. The show opens with the calculated dance of the tree shaker. Its hydraulic arm clamps tightly onto the trunk and delivers perfectly tuned vibrations, strong enough to send thousands of ripe macadamias raining down, yet gentle enough to protect branches and foliage. Moments later, the sweeper vacuum harvesters roll in, modern hybrid machines that can sweep and collect in a single pass. Soft rotating brushes funnel the nuts into clean rows, while a high-pressure vacuum system swallows them into a filtering chamber, separating leaves and soil before transferring pristine macadamias into the rear bin. Each machine can process over 2 tons per hour, multiplying productivity by tens of times and turning an entire orchard into a synchronized, mobile harvest line. With an annual output of over 18,000 tons, Hawaii stands not only as the macadamia capital of the United States, but also as a symbol of a global premium nut industry worth over $1 billion USD, where every macadamia is harvested with cutting-edge technology and the enduring pride of island farmers. On the steep hillsides of Switzerland and Austria, conventional tractors are nearly powerless. The Brielmeier liquid fertilizer machine rises to the challenge, delivering nutrients to places agricultural technology once considered unreachable. Engineered specifically for mountainous terrain, compact, powerful, and remarkably agile, the machine uses a massive steel-spiked front roller to grip the ground, maintaining perfect balance even on slopes exceeding 40 degrees. At the rear, a high-pressure rotating sprayer projects liquid fertilizer up to 30 meters, fed directly through pipelines connected to reservoirs down in the valley, allowing uninterrupted operation without constant refilling. Thanks to an intelligent electronic control system, operators can stand safely at a distance, adjusting spray angle, pressure, and flow rate from a simple control panel. Another equally fascinating piece of farm machinery is the mini tunnel greenhouse machine, created for small and medium-sized vegetable farms where unpredictable weather can decide the fate of an entire season. Instead of spending days building low tunnels by hand, farmers now only need a single machine to lay the film, bend the hoops, and form continuous mini tunnels within minutes. At the front, a coil of slim steel tubing is fed into a precise hydraulic former, shaping it into perfectly uniform arches one after another. Immediately behind, a roll of transparent plastic film is pulled forward and stretched over the frame, kept tight by a heated roller system, then fastened securely to the soil with automatic clamps, creating a seamless row of compact tunnels that block wind and retain optimal humidity for young crops. In just 1 hour, the machine can build hundreds of meters of mini greenhouses, shielding seedlings, strawberries or tomatoes from frost, heavy rain, and sudden temperature drops. Compact, easy to operate, and impressively efficient, the mini tunnel greenhouse machine is more than just a cover-laying tool. It is a mobile climate shield, giving farmers the power to control their environment and ushering in a new era of flexible cultivation. The Chile Harvester, an innovation from Israel, is one of the most advanced chili pepper harvesters in the world. Engineered to swallow dozens of crop rows in minutes with near-perfect precision, compact yet brilliantly designed, it uses 2 counter-rotating helical rollers that act like a pair of steel hands, guiding each plant into the separation chamber, gently detaching ripe peppers from their stems and lifting them onto a conveyor belt. A powerful airflow system removes leaves and branches, leaving only clean, intact peppers to glide toward the end of the line. Artichokes, the elegant, slow-tempered treasure of Castroville, California, demand a harvest rhythm that values patience over speed. Unlike many modern crops ruled by machines, artichokes insist on the gentle precision of human hands. Timing is everything. The perfect bud is one whose outer petals remain tightly closed, the stem still vibrant green, and the head measures 7 to 10 centimeters. Just a short delay, and the bloom will open, losing its tenderness, aroma, and market worth. Harvesters move carefully through the fields at sunrise, using a sharp curved knife to cut the stem about 5 centimeters below the bud. Each artichoke is then placed softly into a basket on the worker's back, because even the smallest scratch can blemish the leaves within hours. What looks simple is, in reality, a craft of touch, timing, and intuition passed down through generations. In a world racing toward automation, the artichoke stands as a quiet rebellion, a reminder that not all beauty can be accelerated. It remains the green muse of Mediterranean cuisine, celebrated for its purity and grace. Between the earth, the grower, and time itself, the artichoke preserves a harmony that no machine has yet been able to imitate. And now, let's journey to the agricultural paradise of the United States, California, where endless fields of bell peppers stretch under the sun, glowing in shades of red, yellow, and green. In front of you is the Oxbow Pepper Harvester, a massive machine designed specifically for harvesting bell peppers, a crop that bruises easily. What makes it special is that it doesn't yank the peppers off the plant like manual labor does. Instead, it uses a system of precisely tuned shakers combined with soft rubber conveyors. This allows the peppers to detach cleanly from the stems while keeping their glossy, plump shape almost entirely scratch-free. This machine can harvest up to 25 to 30 tons of peppers per day, dozens of times more than human labor. It even features an integrated airflow system on the conveyor belt to blow away dry leaves and soil, meaning that by the time the peppers fall into the storage bin, they're already nearly clean. Every year, California alone cultivates more than 20,000 hectares of bell peppers, and it is thanks to harvesters like the Oxbow that this region has become the capital of pepper production, supplying not only the United States, but also export markets around the world. Let's move to the cherry orchards of Washington State, which produces more than 60% of America's sweet cherries, where the mighty cherry shaker harvester, weighing nearly 7 tons, takes center stage. Believe it or not, these machines can generate vibrations comparable to a small earthquake. Yet, they're finely tuned to shake loose only the ripe fruit while leaving the tree unharmed. Only plump, mature cherries fall, while branches and leaves stay intact. Beneath the tree, a massive catch frame unfolds like an inverted umbrella, gathering the falling fruit and feeding them onto conveyor belts. This is how technology transforms what was once painstaking, delicate labor into a display of sheer power and efficiency. What's even more fascinating is that the cherry harvest season lasts just 4 to 6 weeks each year. That means these machines must run almost non-stop, day and night, to ensure this fragile fruit reaches the market at peak freshness. On peat fields, the ground is constantly wet and spongy, and just a single heavy rain can turn it into a flooded swamp. In such conditions, plant roots are starved of oxygen, crops become stunted, and entire fields can wither if water control isn't secured. That's why drainage systems are not just an aid, but an absolute prerequisite for agriculture to survive here. Enter the Mary Peat OJK 1.3, often called the pathfinder of peat farming. With the ability to dig and process tens of kilometers of ditches per day, this machine transforms seemingly useless wetlands into fertile farmland, replacing the work of hundreds of manual laborers. Its secret lies in a massive high-speed screw rotor. As it drills deep into the peat, it simultaneously flings soil and mud to both sides, carving out ditches that are perfectly straight and nearly 2 meters deep. And it does all this in just minutes. A level of efficiency no traditional method could ever hope to match. On the vast livestock farms of the United States and Europe, you'll often see manure spreaders tirelessly at work. Their design may look simple, but the efficiency is remarkable. Inside the storage tank, augers and paddles keep rotating, pushing organic manure toward the rear. There, high-speed spinning discs fling the manure outward, spreading it evenly across the field in a fine layer. What makes these machines fascinating is not just the labor they save, but the way they turn animal waste, often difficult to manage, into a valuable resource. The organic matter is rich in potassium, nitrogen, and trace minerals, enriching the soil, improving moisture retention, and supporting healthier, more resilient crops. In this way, the manure spreader becomes a true bridge between livestock and crop farming, an essential link in the cycle of modern sustainable agriculture. The lettuce transplanter is transforming the way vegetables are grown like never before. Its automated conveyor system feeds trays of seedlings forward, while mechanical clamps work in perfect rhythm, placing each plant into the soil with pinpoint accuracy and evenly spaced rows. A modern machine can transplant up to 15,000 plants per hour, with an average spacing of 25 to 30 centimeters between each plant, all while workers simply sit and load trays instead of bending down to plant by hand. What's even more impressive is that the machine allows adjustments in both depth and density, depending on the variety of lettuce, from tightly headed iceberg to leafy romaine. Thanks to this precision, crops grow more uniformly, land use is optimized, and irrigation waste is reduced by as much as 30% compared to traditional planting methods. If the mulch layer is the close guardian of a plant's roots and soil, then once the young green leaves rise above the ground, the task of protection is reinforced by tunnel-type net houses. Today, many manufacturers offer this model, but the most renowned on the market is Andros, with prices ranging from a few thousand to tens of thousands of USD per system. When installed, a series of curved steel arches form a tunnel covered with netting or transparent plastic film. This structure shields crops from hail, strong winds, insects, and UV rays, while maintaining an ideal microclimate that allows plants to grow vigorously, achieve stable yields, and produce uniform quality. In previous videos, we've seen the center pivot system, the king of modern irrigation, capable of covering massive areas and conserving water to the maximum, though with enormous investment costs, making it ideal for vast fields of grains, corn, and wheat. Today, let's explore a simpler solution closely tied to vegetable crops and intensive farming: the smart siphon. After the fields are shaped by earth-moving ditchers, specialized machines that cut soil, forming straight ridges and drainage channels, farmers place down curved smart siphon tubes, bent like bows. Instantly, water from the main canal is drawn through the tubes and flows steadily into each furrow of soil. Have you ever wondered where the light, cool linen shirt you're wearing actually begins? The story starts in the vast flax fields of Belgium, France, and the Netherlands, which together account for more than 80% of the world's high-quality flax production. From June to July, as the plants turn a golden yellow signaling harvest time, the countryside of Northern Europe looks as if it has been draped in a shimmering golden carpet. Farmers rely on flax pullers, specialized machines designed to uproot the crop. Using parallel clamps and rollers, they pull the entire plant from the soil, preserving the fibers that stretch from root to tip. This intact length is what gives linen its trademark strength, smoothness, and durability, the foundation of premium linen fabrics. Once uprooted, the flax is laid neatly into windrows, where it basks in sunlight and absorbs morning dew to begin a retting process, a natural decomposition that separates fibers from woody stems. After this field curing, the golden stalks are fed into the flax baler, a machine built to gather and compress them into massive rolls. As it moves, pickup reels sweep the stalks into the chamber, where a rotating press compacts them into dense, perfectly rounded bales. Immediately, wire or netting secures each bale, creating bundles weighing hundreds of kilograms. These giant flax rolls are dropped in neat rows across the fields, ready to be transported to factories, the starting point of their transformation into the fine linen fibers woven into the clothing we know today. There is another type of machine that operates with a mechanism quite similar to the flax gatherer, the straw baler. This machine comes into play right after the wheat, barley, or corn harvest, when the fields are covered with golden layers of straw. Instead of letting the straw go to waste through burning, the baler moves in using its pickup reel to sweep up layers of straw and feed them into the compression chamber. In just a few hours, what was once a messy field after harvest is neatly tidied up into rows of straw bales, ready to be loaded onto trucks and transported, destined to become livestock feed, mushroom substrate, paper material, or even biomass fuel. Bananas, one of the most consumed fruits on the planet, are famous not only for their refreshing sweetness, but also for the rigorous journey they undergo to travel from plantations to dining tables worldwide. On vast farms in Ecuador, Colombia, and the Philippines, workers use sharp knives to cut entire bunches of green bananas, each weighing between 30 and 50 kilograms. What's remarkable is that these bunches are never placed on the ground. Immediately after being cut, they are hung onto an overhead cableway system running across the plantation. This system works like a giant suspended railway, where hundreds of banana bunches swing steadily as they move from the rows of trees directly to the packing stations. This method minimizes collisions, preserves the firm, glossy green skins, and reduces damage to an absolute minimum. Cabbage harvesters are built to perform their task at lightning speed, handling up to 10 to 15 tons of cabbages per hour, cutting harvest time down to just 1/10 of what manual labor would require. The process begins with a set of specialized cutting blades positioned close to the ground. As the machine moves down the rows, the blades slice cleanly through the stems, while soft grippers or conveyors lift each head, minimizing bruising. Next, automated trimming knives remove the outer leaves, leaving behind the firm, compact heads. The finished cabbages are carried up a conveyor belt and neatly placed into the large storage bin at the rear. Some advanced models can even sort cabbages by size right in the field. With the capacity to process thousands of plants per hour, these machines drastically reduce labor needs, boost efficiency, and ensure consistent quality for both storage and processing. Every year, from August to October, the vast potato fields of Idaho, which accounts for more than 30% of the U.S. potato supply, come alive with activity. This is the biggest harvest of the year, when thousands of hectares of farmland are worked simultaneously. Massive potato harvesters roll into action, their digging blades plunging deep into the soil to lift entire rows of potatoes, while vibrating conveyors shake off the dirt and stones. Within minutes, streams of golden brown potatoes flow straight into storage bins, before thundering down into waiting trucks. The scene resembles a colossal open-air assembly line. The earth is churned, dust clouds blur the horizon, and convoys of trucks line up one after another to be filled. In just a few hours, dozens of hectares of fields are cleared, leaving behind neat soil and truckloads of fresh potatoes, ready for the next journey to storage facilities, processing plants, or directly to supermarket chains across the United States. So when it comes to watery and easily bruised fruits like watermelons, what do you imagine a harvesting machine would look like? In reality, because of how delicate they are, human involvement remains indispensable. Out in the fields, farmers use specialized knives to cut the stems before gently placing the melons onto the machine's soft rubber conveyor belts. These conveyor belts, stretching 12 to 15 meters along the machine's arms, continuously carry hundreds of melons from across the field into large storage bins or directly onto accompanying trailers. The entire system is engineered to minimize vibrations and reduce damage to the fruit. Thanks to this semi-automated process, a single machine setup can harvest 40 to 60 tons of watermelons per day, many times more than what manual labor alone could achieve. For decades, onion harvesting by hand, usually taking place from August to October, demanded hundreds of workers to pull, gather, and transport each bulb out of the field. The arrival of the first rear-mounted onion harvesters changed that. With a simple digging blade and a vibrating screen, they could lift the bulbs from the soil, remove excess dirt, and lay them neatly in rows. These machines are still common in the Netherlands, China, and India, where many farms remain small to medium in scale. However, the major limitation was that onions remained on the ground, requiring manual collection. To solve this, the next generation, harvesters with high elevators, was developed. They not only lifted and cleaned the onions more effectively, but also transferred them directly into trailers or trucks driving alongside. This continuous flow saved enormous amounts of labor and time, and such machines are widely used today in Western Europe, the United States, and Canada, where fields can stretch across tens or even hundreds of hectares. At an even larger scale, multifunctional trailed harvesters from companies like DeWolf and Simon pushed efficiency further. These machines added advanced leaf cutting and soil separating systems, delivering cleaner onions straight from the field and reducing the workload for post-harvest handling. The pinnacle of this evolution is the self-propelled onion harvester. Operating independently without a tractor, these giants feature comfortable operator cabins, GPS navigation, and precision sensors. Modern models such as the DeWolf Enduro or Grimm SE series can process 50 to 70 tons of onions per hour, replacing the labor of hundreds of workers. Each year, the world produces over 100 million tons of onions, with India alone consuming more than 20% of global output. Altogether, the onion industry generates over $40 billion US annually, a striking demonstration of its immense economic value and the role of mechanized harvesting in sustaining this demand. Gone are the familiar images of farmers holding handheld sprayers. Today, it is the autonomous sprayers that are redefining the future of modern agriculture. Across vast green fields, the John Deere See & Spray Ultimate extends its massive spray booms, gliding with centimeter-level precision. Equipped with advanced cameras, sensors, and artificial intelligence, it can detect individual weeds among thousands of crops, targeting only the areas that require treatment and reducing the use of pesticides by up to 90%. Its vision system is so advanced that it can scan up to 4,000 frames per second while operating at speeds of up to 15 miles per hour, ensuring unparalleled accuracy, even across massive fields. Beyond cutting costs and protecting the environment, this breakthrough elevates farming into a high-tech industry where robots and AI replace backbreaking labor, delivering a level of efficiency never before seen in the history of cultivation. So, are you ready to invest $500,000 to $700,000 to own this cutting-edge machine? Seen from above, the rice field in spring in Japan looks like a giant canvas, where the machine quietly draws perfectly straight lines across the watery surface. The modern Yanmar rice transplanter eliminates the back-breaking labor of manual planting by automatically inserting young seedlings into the field, completely replacing traditional hand planting methods that once consumed so much time and effort. What makes this machine remarkable is its integration with a GPS satellite navigation system, allowing operation with centimeter-level precision. As a result, every row of rice is planted in flawless alignment, evenly spaced, and at consistent depth, minimizing both gaps and overlaps. In practice, a single Yanmar rice transplanter can cover 0.5 to 1 hectare per hour, up to 8 to 10 times faster than manual labor. During operation, the farmer only needs to steer and reload seedling trays at the back, while all movement, adjustments, and planting are fully automated. The synergy of precise engineering and smart satellite technology not only saves time and reduces labor costs, but also boosts productivity and crop quality, marking a new milestone in the modernization of agriculture. After 4 to 5 months of waiting for the rice to ripen, farmers in Japan usually rely on small Kubota combine harvesters. These compact machines are light, agile, and perfectly suited to the narrow plots and fragmented terrain of traditional Asian farming. But in the United States and Europe, the scale has been raised to an entirely new level. On vast open fields, giants like John Deere, Case IH, New Holland, and Claas operate with cutter bars stretching dozens of meters. Their mechanism works like a massive harvest line. The cutter slices the stalks, the threshing drum separates the grains, the fan and sieve system cleans away husks and straw, and the kernels are unloaded through an auger into a trailer moving alongside. Meanwhile, the straw is chopped and spread evenly back onto the field. This extraordinary efficiency, 40 to 50 tons per hour, harvesting hundreds of hectares in just a few days, is what has transformed the United States into a true agricultural superpower, far beyond the smaller machines of Asia. Hundreds of giant white snakes, stretched endlessly across the fields, are in fact grain baggers, modern machines that revolutionize grain storage in 21st century farming. After harvest, corn, wheat, or soybeans are poured into the hopper, where a powerful auger compacts the kernels and pushes them deep into massive polyethylene bags. These bags can stretch 60 to 75 meters long and hold up to 250 tons of grain, the equivalent of a full-size silo right there in the field. Together, these three crops account for more than 2.3 billion tons produced globally each year, making grain baggers an indispensable solution for handling such vast quantities. No longer forced into a post-harvest rush, farmers in the US, Canada, and Argentina now turn their fields into sprawling mobile warehouses, a striking symbol of modern agricultural innovation. If this machine had existed 70 years ago, European farmers would not have had to spend months digging drainage ditches by hand. Today, in fields with heavy clay soils or areas prone to flooding, poor drainage can easily wipe out entire crops. To solve this, subsurface drainage machines like this are used. At their core is a massive plough blade mounted on a tracked chassis, capable of cutting 0.8 to 1.5 meters deep into the ground. As the machine advances, it simultaneously opens the soil and lays perforated PVC or PE pipes underground. Behind the machine, a large coil of pipe is gradually fed into the trench, which is then immediately backfilled, creating a hidden network of underground drains across the field. This system removes excess water after heavy rains while maintaining balanced soil moisture for crops. High up in the rolling hills of Europe, where steep and rugged terrain makes grass cutting with heavy machinery almost impossible, these compact drum mowers have become the perfect solution. Equipped with two cylindrical drums fitted with dozens of sharp blades, the machine spins at high speed to neatly slice through thick layers of grass, leaving behind evenly cut swaths. In just 1 hour of operation, a single unit can process 4,000 to 5,000 square meters of grass, a performance far beyond that of traditional handheld mowers. When started, the rotating drums generate strong friction combined with the cutting blades, creating a forward-driving force that allows the mower to move on its own without being pushed by the operator. Weighing only about 100 kilograms, its lightweight frame and flexible wheels make it easy to work even on steep slopes or terraced fields. Thanks to its mobility and impressive efficiency, this machine has become an indispensable workhorse for dairy, beef, and sheep farms, with a price of about $6,500. If you think the machine before your eyes looks like a giant clay-shaping press, you are mistaken. The peat harvester is a specialized machine designed to cut, crush, and collect peat, a vital resource used in energy production, organic fertilizers, and soil improvement. A massive cutting disc at the front digs deep into the peat layer, while the mechanical system grinds and compresses it into uniform cylindrical blocks. These blocks are then laid out in long rows across the field to dry naturally under the sun before being collected and transported. With its sturdy build and oversized tires, the tractor can freely frolic on soft, waterlogged ground without worrying about getting stuck, as if it were taking a mud bath. A modern peat harvester is capable of processing tens of tons of peat each day, leaving behind endless rows of neatly formed blocks stretching across the landscape. Across vast hazelnut orchards, the harvest usually takes place from late August to early October, with Turkey leading global production at around 800,000 tons per year, followed by Italy and the United States. Harvesting each tiny hazelnut by hand from the ground is extremely time and labor-intensive, which is why modern hazelnut harvesters like this have become the ideal solution. At the front, the machine is equipped with rotating sweep discs that continuously gather hazelnuts scattered among dry leaves and grass. Immediately after, a powerful suction system transfers everything into the processing chamber, where leaves, twigs, and soil are separated out, leaving only clean hazelnuts. Each day, a single machine can harvest several tons of nuts, all collected into the large rear container, ready to be transported to processing facilities. But about 1 year after planting, aloe vera can already begin its first harvest, when the outer leaves become thick, fleshy, and filled with clear, nutrient-rich gel. From that point, the plant enters a regular harvesting cycle every 3 months, maintaining productivity for 5 to 7 years before being replaced by new crops. The process may look simple, but it's actually a race against time. Farmers use sharp knives to cut each outer leaf at the base, taking care not to damage the gel-rich tissue inside. The moment a leaf is removed, its enzymes and nutrients begin to oxidize, causing a rapid decline in quality. That's why all harvested leaves must be processed within 4 to 6 hours to preserve the highest natural concentration required by the industry. Any delay beyond that, and up to half of the bioactive value is lost, leaving the once rich gel little more than water. Before moving on to the gel extraction stage, the freshly harvested aloe leaves must go through a rigorous washing and disinfection process, a crucial step to completely remove dust and impurities. To prevent this, the leaves are placed in a washing tank filled with a diluted sodium hypochlorite solution, a mild chlorine-based disinfectant that eliminates mold and bacteria without damaging the cell structure. Inside the tank, workers gently stir the leaves with stainless steel rods to ensure even circulation, allowing the disinfectant to reach every surface while keeping the inner gel perfectly pure. After being thoroughly washed and disinfected, the aloe leaves move on to the peeling stage, the most delicate part of the entire process, where humans directly touch the transparent heart of this desert plant. To this day, the task remains almost entirely manual. Skilled workers carefully trim the sharp edges and use thin knives to slide along the green rind, separating the crystal-clear, jelly-like core. It's a craft that demands remarkable dexterity and precision. The blade must glide perfectly along the border between rind and gel, not a millimeter too deep or too shallow. Workers rely on touch to sense each leaf's curvature and thickness, maintaining steady pressure and a clean, confident cut. This discipline produces flawless, even sheets of gel, the gold standard for purity and quality before the next stage of refinement. However, in some factories, workers are now supported by automatic gel separating machines. Using a system of coaxial rollers and ultra-thin stainless steel blades, these machines can peel both sides of the aloe leaf within seconds, operating twice as fast as manual methods, while keeping the gel sheets perfectly even and intact. After being peeled, the fresh aloe gel undergoes the most meticulous manual inspection of the entire production line. Under bright white light, workers use their eyes and bare hands to assess the elasticity, smoothness, and clarity of each piece. Only those that are flat, transparent, and free of any yellow sap are approved for the next stage. On average, each worker can inspect over 1,500 pieces of gel per hour. Yet, only about 80% meet the required standards to move on to the refining stage, where they are transformed into premium-grade ingredients for food and cosmetics. And once everything is perfectly clean, the crystal-clear gel sheets are sent straight to the grinding stage, where they are completely transformed from their original form into a smooth, viscous raw juice. From here, the gel is pumped through a high-temperature, short-time HTST pasteurization system. At 80 degrees Celsius for just 30 to 45 seconds, all bacteria and organic impurities are eliminated, while the active enzymes and heat-sensitive vitamins retain their natural biological structure. This is the key that makes aloe gel both perfectly safe and biologically potent, preserving its natural regenerative properties. At the same time, vitamin C is added to prevent oxidation and stabilize the gel's natural color, keeping it clear and bright even after exposure to air. Immediately after pasteurization, the purified aloe gel is transferred to an aseptic filling machine, where robots automatically open multi-layer metal bags, fill them with gel, seal them tightly, and apply spill-proof packaging, all without any contact with air. Each container holds 200 to 250 liters of gel, equivalent to the extract from over 1,000 fresh aloe leaves. The sealed tanks are then automatically lifted and transported to the quality control area, where the final stage of scientific refinement begins. In the internal laboratory, 20 to 25 samples of aloe gel, representing the entire production line, are randomly selected and analyzed each day. Technicians perform a series of precise measurements, checking pH, clarity, color, viscosity, and determining polysaccharide content, the key compound responsible for the gel's moisturizing properties. They also assess enzyme activity to ensure that the product retains the natural bioenergy of fresh aloe. The entire inspection process takes about 1 hour to complete. Only batches that meet the 99.9% pure aloe gel standard receive the official quality certification, marking them ready for the final stage of processing before being distributed to markets worldwide. In the beverage production line, pure aloe gel is diluted, clarified, and blended with sugar, natural flavors, or vitamins to create its signature refreshing taste. After heat treatment, the mixture is aseptically filled into PET or glass bottles, moving continuously along the conveyor. Within seconds, each bottle is filled, capped, labeled, and date-stamped before being automatically packed and wrapped by robots, thanks to the HTST pasteurization and aseptic filling process. Aloe drinks have a longer shelf life than most fruit beverages, lasting 12 to 18 months at room temperature, while preserving the color, flavor, and natural bioactivity of the gel. And the remaining portion, the highest purity aloe gel, is directed to the cosmetic production line, where the process differs entirely from that of beverage manufacturing. Here the gel is concentrated, refined, and adjusted for viscosity before being blended with signature active ingredients unique to each brand.